Why many people end up in toxic relationships is, well, mainly because a lot of people suffer when it comes to their societal survival. When it comes to their societal survival, a lot of people, because of abandonment issues and all sorts of other problems like this, overjudgment and the such, they kind of lose contact with their innocent side, with their inner child. And they end up thinking that their survival is all about dominating others, being attached to others, or, all sorts of things like that. So, throughout their lives, many people will become very good at deception, at manipulation. Yet the tactic will always remain the same. Typically, they will try to become your friends or even your boyfriend slash girlfriend. The moment they have you hooked up, then the point is they will build in your mind a reality, or well, the illusion of a reality where you are gonna be together and they are the best that you will ever have in your life. And that life without them will be quite sucky. This is this leans towards the epitome of narcissism because when you look at society, even the mainstream advertising system is the same. If you don't buy their products, if you don't call onto their services, you will miss out. There is really gonna be a big problem, right? If you do not make use of that which is being offered to you, right? It's like technically an emotional Trojan horse. Now, the more this society becomes lucid in your mind, the harder it will break, the harder emotional impact there will be when they will simply shatter that. Because to them, that reality never mattered, you were just there to fulfill some necessity of theirs. And well, typically, a lot of people who are manipulators, they kind of need other people to vampirize on. That's a given. So you are literally nothing else but, let's say, their nectar, right? Just a resource that they required. So the point is, when people simply are broken out of their illusionary shell, well, they will simply deny that. The longer they deny that reality, well, the more the manipulator can linger around, for just some extra bit of juice to simply, take from others, right? To vampirize from others. Some life force, some time, some energy. They will make use of anything against you and from you, right? Because manipulators are nothing else but parasites. Their mindset functions in the exact same way. They gain everything possible, you lose everything possible. And it doesn't matter whether you lose your life as well. People who end up being skilled manipulators, well, in order to be a skilled manipulator, you have to turn off your emotions. You have to turn off your connection with emotions to very high degrees, right? That to a level in which you're almost even not even capable of emotions. You are capable of feeling some emotion for yourself, but your empathy is no longer functional in case you want to be an emotional manipulator and a highly skilled one. In that level of madness, you simply see everyone else as a resource, as a challenge, right? Psychopaths see everything as a challenge. Narcissists see, well, everything also as a challenge, but the triggers are somewhat different. Narcissists crave the emotion and the validation that they are giving themselves, right? That the emotions are actually giving themselves because they crave the emotions. Psychopaths crave the thrill mentally, right? More than just the point of an emotion. They don't care much about an emotion, but well, psychopathy is an entire spectrum. So all of these manipulation tactics function because people have expectations. You expect that illusion that they plant into your brain, into your mind, into your existence to simply last forever because you're comfortable, right? They're only exploiting your comfort and your emotions. Your emotions are exploitable only when you're comfortable because when you're in a survival state, it's more like your mind that has to be exploited because in survival, well, your mind will always be seeking details, right, about how to survive, how to make it to the next step. And if someone pops up as your survivor, as a survivor of the same problems that you've had, as also a savior right? By giving you some even useful information, they can easily exploit your mind, because once you become receptive, you welcome them in, right? That is the Trojan horse. And when you're at comfort, that is easier, far easier, because your mind isn't as necessary, right? When people are comfortable, what do? Brain rot, right? When people are in survival modes, well, they still brain rot because they're used to the emotion that they gain, right? It's exactly the same principle as with the slot machines. There's always the next chance, right? The next draw will be hopefully the winning draw, right? You're conditioning yourself with scrolling through social media that the next one will be better, the next one will be better, right? The next one will be the jackpot, right? So manipulators are good only because you have expectations. If you don't expect anything from people, because honestly, in this lifetime, you will expect things from people and you'll only get hurt, right? If you don't have expectations, why would you even need expectations? Only have expectations from yourself, because your life is the only one you should control. You can't control other people's lives, even if they're slave minded and will do everything that you say. Sooner or later, a better boss than you will appear, and they will take them all away, and you'll be left with little to no attention. It will happen. Everything rises and falls sooner or later. But the point is, your life and your energies are the only ones that you can control. And if you learn how to not have expectations of others, because in the end, why would you even have expectations? The point is, you may expect them to help you may expect them to grant you something, to give you something, but always remember, nobody in this whole cosmos was tailored specifically for you. Everyone will have something disappointing within them. It's just that when you draw a line, do they make you feel good in any way, shape, or form? Because if they just take, and don't give anything, why are you still wasting your time and resources with them? Are you trying to fix them? As a victim of abuse, you shouldn't be the one fixing people. Because as a victim of abuse, first you have to realize that you're a wreck, that you're a ruin. And a ruin doesn't help a better house become better, right? Because as a ruin, you have to figure out how to make yourself live once again, how to make peace with your emotions, with the pains, and how to live in a way in which your pains are no longer, gonna keep triggering as if they are constantly repeating. Because your pains may have ended 10 years ago, but a lot of people who suffer deep traumas, well, while their traumas may have ended 10 years ago, they still go on till the present in many people's cases. So hopefully this video raised a bit of awareness. One has to comprehend other people have power over you when you have expectations of something. Because only when you have expectations of something, well, that is exploitable. Because everyone can promise you a faster way. But you never know until you trust them. And the problem with manipulators is exactly that. You accept the Trojan horse, which is those, only when you accept them, right? If you don't accept them, or if you keep a certain distance and, ask for some help, but in certain ways which you have to learn how, in certain ways through which you keep a distance from them, you don't invite them into your life, you just ask for some help and maybe you can help them back with something. And if they want to be quickly and personal with you, that's in many cases a manipulation tactic, because you don't know what a person's intents are until you are extremely close with them. Someone will behave in a way when they don't know you. Someone will behave that same person will behave slightly different when they know you. Towards you, when you're a friend, they will behave completely differently when they are married to you, for example, and completely differently when you're just no longer just friends, when you're besties or, girlfriend, boyfriend, right? People change a lot based on what their survival demands of them. Survival of the self, survival of the social level, and obviously survival of their physical body. But it's usually the survival at a social level that suffers the most because of trauma, abandonment, and the such. Hopefully this video raised a bit of awareness. You are appreciated. Take care. Enjoy life. This being said, Ferenjan Board signing out.